What's up, gamers? Welcome to the video. My name is Koobs, and today, unfortunately, I'm going to be talking about how the Riot Shield in the finals is currently bugged following the 8.3 patch update that launched on October the 2nd. Now, the patch notes for the Riot Shield say that they improved collision alignment as well as fixed an issue where moving in front of a cash-out station could cancel steals. But over the course of the last week in my time playing with the Riot Shield, I can definitely tell you that there's something wrong with the hitbox of the shield and overall just hit registration when people are shooting at you when your shield is deployed, and also when otherwise the shield should block for you, it's just not doing so properly. Now, before patch 8.3, I had spent weeks playing with the Riot Shield in preparation for a beginner's guide video that I have here on the channel, and so I can tell you that the experience over the last week has been distinctly different from the past month where I was utilizing the Riot Shield. I have, I think, close to 10 examples here that you can kind of just blatantly see that the Riot Shield is not working as intended. I could have added easily 24 more, but I tried to narrow it down to some of the examples that I felt like were the most clear and had the least amount of variables tied into it. So here you can see just straight up his throwing knife goes straight through my shield that should be blocking head on. There's really no other way to explain this happening other than the Riot Shield being bugged. Now, I do fully know that, when you're holding up the Riot Shield, that the enemy can shoot at your feet, but you can clearly see that that's not what's happening in these clips. Bullets are just going straight through the Riot Shield when it should otherwise be blocking, and it's just not working properly. So I've got plenty more clips to share with you. I'm not exactly sure what is causing this. I would imagine that they probably made some adjustments to the overall object in the game, because the Riot Shield it is considered an object that has collision. Like I mentioned, they improved the collision alignment of the Riot Shield with this patch update. So when you're carrying an object in the game, let's say a barrel, if you're carrying a barrel and you approach like a glass window, for example, the barrel will typically break the glass window upon colliding with it, right? As it touches the window will crack. The same can be said of the Riot Shield. It actually has physics, it has collision within the game world. And so I would imagine that there's probably just something in the coding of how the Riot Shield, the collision of the Riot Shield is programmed, that is causing these sorts of issues, this sort of bug that's happening here. And again, this is, for the most part, I'm noticing it the most clearly and most frustratingly when I'm holding up my shield and I'm still taking damage from head-on shots, like just straight in front of me, shots that otherwise should have been blocked previously. So just wanted to put this video out there. At this point, you may have already seen enough evidence to confirm that for yourself, whether you're a Riot Shield player, whether you're just somebody who's an avid fan of the game and had kind of noticed that it seemed a little bit easier to take out people while using their Riot Shield. I can definitely confirm that this is an issue, and again, hopefully this is something that they will hotfix sooner rather than later. I would really hate to see the rest of the season go by with the Riot Shield being in a mostly broken state. This is my favorite weapon personally, so I have a lot of fun using the Riot Shield, and lately this past week it's been a little bit more frustrating than fun that I've been having. I tried to stick it out and get some good clips and good footage evidence here so that I can share this with others and so that they can see kind of what the issue is when it comes to the Riot Shield. But even an example here where when you're running, perpendicular to someone, if they're shooting at your shield here, those shots shouldn't be hitting me, at least not as consistently as they are. The shield should be blocking a lot of this damage that I'm taking here. And then of course you can see in the damage card it says I took 170 damage from this guy shooting the ARN. And so in the short term, this is going to be a little bit frustrating for anybody who loves using the Riot Shield like myself. But again, not much that we can do about it. Hopefully they'll get this squared away sooner rather than later. I did try to get some footage from the practice arena just to kind of see if I could more or less, figure out what was happening with the Riot Shield, like where in the hitbox is it maybe misaligned. You can kind of see here at this particular angle, it looks like it looks like the shield is taking the damage, but I'm still getting hit. And in some of these other examples, it almost looks like sometimes, even though I'm standing in front of this blue dummy behind me, that sometimes the damage or the bullets still go through me where I'm not taking damage while holding the Riot Shield, but my teammate, quote unquote teammate, the blue dummy, would still be taking damage and sometimes even dies, even though I'm, between the target who's shooting and that blue dummy. Now, I know that sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating to be up against Riot Shield players. Personally, as somebody who uses the Riot Shield a lot, I know that from my perspective, there are a lot of things that easily counter the Riot Shield. And so I don't really like going up against people who use the flamethrower on the heavy class, So I understand how it feels to not enjoy playing against certain playstyles or certain weapon types. But in my opinion, if you're somebody who is a fan of the game, who loves the finals like I do, it's never a good thing for a weapon to be bugged and to be not working as it's intended to be. I think that it's always one of those things that even if we find something a little bit frustrating, I think that the devs do a lot to help balance out weapons in order to make them both fun and fair to go up against. At the beginning of this season, the Riot Shield actually did receive a nerf, so we have a less of a lunge distance and lunge range than we did in the end of Season 7. So they've already made some adjustments and some changes to try to help mitigate some of that frustration that goes up against playing against a Riot Shield. But again, I don't necessarily think that it's a good thing when something is bugged and not working properly. So hopefully this isn't something that you're excited to see. I know that in the short term, it might be nice to not go up against the Riot Shield as much as you maybe have been before. But ultimately, hopefully at the end of the day, we all are on the same page about wanting all of the weapons that are in the game to be balanced, to be working properly, and to not be bugged, so that we can all enjoy this game and have fun in the ways that we choose to do so. So thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you clicking on the video. Consider leaving a thumbs up so that more people can see this, or possibly even sharing this around if you're in any Discord communities or anything like that. I think I'm still going to try to tough it out, strangely, with the Riot Shield, and I think that this might even make me a better player with the Riot Shield if I can kind of overcome some of these issues and really still use the weapon that I enjoy using. But who knows, maybe I'll go check out the dual blades for a little bit of the season. Alright, thanks again so much for being here. I have been and always will be Koobs. Peace and love, gamers.